Well, I back in the shop for a couple days. It's a weekend. My wife went to visit my daughter, and so I thought I'd make a couple videos. Here's the lathe that I was talking about in one of my other videos. It's an old Atlas quick change. I love this thing. It's 5 feet long. It'll take like about, I don't know, a 1 inch pass through on a steel bar coming out, so you can turn some really long stuff on here. It's awesome. I'm just learning how to use that thing. I've got my milling machine going over here. I'm gonna turn that on for a second. I'm making a sign today. I actually cut this big piece of steel right here. It's getting pretty thin. It started out at a 1/4 inch. It's for anybody that doesn't know, I'm in the street sweeping business, and this is parts of the elevator floor inside of the conveyor system of a street sweeper. It's a wear item. They're like 8 feet long, a 1/4 inch thick when they're brand new, and they're worn out. We replaced them all last year, and I use these old pieces of steel for little shop projects. Here's a Bible verse out of Isaiah 54. Verse 16, God speaking, behold, I've created a blacksmith who blows the coals in the fire, who brings forth an instrument for his work. I'm going to mount this. I've got these letters in 3 different colors. My dad made the sign for me. He's in a sign making business, and so I get free signs. That's nice. Here's my old 1980 something Enco milling machine with a piece of railroad rail that's been sitting on there for 3 months, and I've been milling the top. And I've been going very slow. I've been taking some big bites out of this today. Running a little bit too deep, and pretty much having to go very, very slow. So I've recently milled about, I don't know if you can tell the flat edge here, but this is 2 inches of complete flat surface, and I have to go a little bit deeper to get down to this shoulder here. So I have square edges, or I may just finish early and call it a day, because it's a very, very slow process, and I'm just not sure if I want to go through with it, so I may just make this one a flat surface just for forging and hammering on it. Anything I need a horn to shape things, or sharp corners and stuff, I can always use my big one that you guys have seen in the other video. You can see how slow the progress is. I mean, I'm just cranking this thing about very, very, very slow. So I won't bore you with you know, an hour-long video cutting this, but this high carbon, high manganese or magnesium steel that's been driven on with a train years and years is so hard, so compact. The first time I ever cut one, I cut it with a cutting wheel on my DeWalt grinder with cutting wheels, and it took me 55 minutes to cut off the end. Since then, I bought a number 3 tip for my torch, and I can cut these off in about 10 minutes. But you got to go really slow with a fly cutter like this. This is just a 1-blade fly cutter. You can see it just has 1 blade that goes round and round. I really should be having a, you know, using a head with about 5 blades that spins kind of like that. It would go a lot better, a lot smoother, but that's all I got. A new cutting head would be about $300 that I don't feel like spending right now. So if I wanted to spend that kind of money, I'd probably be buying real anvils instead of making my own. So one last thing, on my anvil video, you've seen this, I never did show you guys. I made a little hardy hole, a square hole in the top of my anvil, and that was quite a project. I actually had to take this to a friend of mine who does machine work on my heavy equipment, and he bored a big hole in here. This is how I did this, just so y'all know. I just wanted to tell you. For this Pritchell hole or whatever you call it, we just drilled a round hole, and even that was tough. The square one, we drilled a big old huge round hole, like, I don't know, an inch or something, whatever size a 1/2 inch drive socket would fit in, and bored all the way through the bottom. I welded 2 1/2 inch drive sockets together that were short. They were not deep sockets because I wanted the square shaft. Welded them together, dropped it in a hole, welded around it, ground it up, dressed it up, made a little cutoff with a shaft on it, drilled that out, stuck that in there, welded that, ground that, and we have basically a usable, workable, hardy cutoff tool. It's small. It's only for small things. I'm going to make a bigger one. I case hardened it the best I could, not knowing really how to do it. I tempered it in old motor oil, heat treated it like 3 or 4 times. I've got an edge on it that will cut. I've tried it, I've used it, I've done the same thing to where did it go? Here it is. This punch I just made, and I kept doing the tip on it over and over again and just using it on regular mild steel until, I mean, it would punch holes in steel, but it wouldn't destroy the tip of that. And it's taken me like 3 times, and then the last time, I think the 4th time, I quenched it in water after I felt like it had enough carbon absorbed into the steel. Quenched it in water, and I got the best hard tip I could get. Anyway, that's it. That's it for today. Probably longer video once again than I thought it would be. But Lord bless you guys. And hopefully I'll have some more videos to come. Somebody asked me recently how to make this coal forge out of a brake rotor. So I'm going to probably do a little video just showing how I put that together. Thanks for watching, you guys.